On February 3rd, 2016, Young Thug tweeted, "Boys, slow down dropping all that BS music." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. Who among us has not wanted to tell someone to slow down dropping all that BS music? This tweet has reached meme status at this point, where people use screenshots of it, references of it, to tell people to slow down dropping all that BS music. But where did the original tweet come from? Well, it is widely believed that Young Thug directed it at other rapper Future. Now, this is not my world. My calendar only has winter, spring, summer, and fall. There is no slime season. So I had to talk to an expert. And so I remembered back on the first person I ever knew who was a big Young Thug fan. I knew him by his government name, but now he goes by the DJ name gum.mp3. So I talked to Gum about this tweet generally, what he remembers about this beef, how it relates to Young Thug, and who he thinks needs to slow down dropping all that BS music. So what was the beef going on between Young Thug and Future at this time?
I actually don't know. I remember it was like a couple days spat on Twitter where they were going back and forth. But I actually don't know. I don't think anybody actually knows what the beef entails. This was after like a bit after that collab album. So at the time, I personally when I saw the shit happen, I was like, oh, like what could this can't possibly be about Future? Like Future could drop as many songs, many albums as he wants. This can't possibly be Young Thug directing hatred towards Future.
Hi, present day Jay cutting in to say that we actually do kind of know what the beef was about, but it wasn't really about anything substantive. Basically, according to this Complex article that was written when their beef was squashed, apparently Metro Boomin, the producer, tweeted something about how a lot of artists were copying Future, and Young Thug took that to mean him. And he said, "Hey, at Metro Boomin, who are you referring to?" Then he said about Future that his music couldn't sound nowhere near mine. "I'm Michael, he's Tito," referring to Michael Jackson and Tito Jackson. Tito Jackson catching an obnoxious stray right there. And then a little bit later, when Future tweeted midnight Eastern, referring to a track dropping, Young Thug said, "Boy, slow down dropping all that BS music." Now, as this article on Complex alludes to, they eventually squashed this beef, they took a photo together, the beef is over. Like, literally, as far as we can tell, it just was a misunderstanding over some tweets. Anyway, back to my conversation with Gum. So you didn't think that Future was dropping BS music at the time?
Of course not. Who in their right mind would ever think that about any Future run? Um, that's why it kind of came as a surprise to me because I was like, yo, like what the Young Thug and Future got going on?
So how did you feel about that as someone who's a fan of both of theirs? Because obviously that's a hard position to put you in.
Exactly. I felt stressed out as a fan. I was like when you're a kid and you're watching your divorced parents fight. It's like no, stop yelling, stop yelling. Like that's literally how I felt.
And how did this resolve itself? Because obviously I don't think that they're still in a beef.
Super not in a beef, which is so funny because it literally like I think it was like a week after that where it like seemingly cleared up. See, I'm kind of on like Atlanta Twitter a little bit because of music
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and people were throwing like conspiracy theories left and right, like oh it's like some street beef, like oh they fighting over a girl, like oh this and that. I don't know what the truth was, but literally like 3 weeks later, or like not even like a couple weeks or a couple months later, like they were on Instagram together. So I was like, well, it must clearly be over. Like I thought it was a marketing stunt. I don't know what either one of them would have got out of that, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that deep.
And how do you feel about the fact that the thing that surprises me is that, like, given that this was a short-lived beef and they still don't have beef, how do you feel about the fact that tweet's still up?
The tweet is a great tweet. We need it still up because I need to be able to like we need to be able to reference it for all time. A screenshot isn't really enough. We need to have the original in the Twitter Hall of Fame on the
Mm-hmm.
rafters frame.
Yes,
I like to
or
use it when
perhaps a museum of Twitter or something like that. But
perhaps Twitter.
what's your favorite example of someone using it?
My favorite example is when I saw this is a very very niche example. I
That's
saw when
fine.
somebody used it for Kaytranada. I forgot what song it was. I think it was the one with it might have been the one with Pink Panthers. Either way, somebody used that. I was like, wait, yes, not I hate this shit on Kaytranada, but I had to let
Mm-hmm.
that one fly. It
Yeah.
was so funny.
And personally, at this moment in April of 2025, who do you think needs to slow down dropping that BS music?
Oh, they're gonna hate me for this one, but I'm gonna have to go with Beyonce, low key. Cowboy
Mm.
Carter, everything after like I don't know, Renaissance, Cowboy Carter. Honestly, like I was not jacking either one of those. She might need to pump the brakes. I'm sorry. I know it's gonna make some people upset. I'm sorry. The
Hey,
Lion King
hey, man.
soundtrack, Renaissance, Cowboy Carter. I'm like, let's pump the brakes, bro.
Yes, well, slow down is what you're saying. Um, and how do you feel like this whole saga, the wording of the tweet, the way that it was put out, how does it fit into your understanding of Jeffrey Young Thug the Man?
Oh, it's perfect. It's like I couldn't imagine a better way to phrase that sort of sentiment. It's like kind of equivalent of like horses don't stop, they keep going. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like somewhat idiomatic,
Mm-hmm.
but also like steeped in Atlanta slang and Atlanta kind of swag. So yes, boy, slow down, drop out all that bullshit music is permanently in my lexicon, and I will continue using it going forward.
I want to thank Gum for coming on and providing his expertise, and I really can't emphasize enough that his opinions on Beyonce do not reflect my opinions on Beyonce. Not because I'm a particularly big fan of anything Beyonce's put out recently, but because I haven't listened to any real new music since I was like 17, so I don't have an opinion on it at all. And so as I've alluded to a couple times, this has really become a meme in its own right. People post this or reference this when they want to talk about someone slowing down, dropping BS music. And before I show examples, I really think it's important to drill down on why this is. I think there are two real important things. I think one, the word boy is funny because it's kind of being condescending. And I think all that BS music is just such a funny turn of phrase. Because it's not bad music, it's not crappy music, it's not unoriginal music, it's BS music. And the fact he says BS instead of typing out bullshit is just funny. Like, BS is just much more dismissive than bullshit. So like I said, people use it when they want to talk about someone slowing down, dropping BS music. Like in 2023, Playboi Carti posted it to his Instagram story. People thought he was referring to Frank Ocean. When it was announced that Yeet was coming out with another album, Jeek just posted the screenshot and said hashtag boy slow down. Jay used the screenshot of it to talk about this guy named Lozzy, who I've never heard before, but apparently he needs to slow down dropping all that BS music. Now it's even used in times I don't agree with it. For example, 4-5 said Kendrick for the last week, quoting the Young Thug tweet. I guess implying that Kendrick's songs during the Drake beef were BS music, which obviously they weren't. I don't know, maybe 4-5 is a sock puppet account for Drake, or maybe he's the lawyer who's in charge of suing UMG. And the ways it's been referenced have gotten even more abstracted. While Young Thug's current avatar on Twitter is a photo of him as a kid, when the main screenshot of it was taken, it is this photo of Young Thug. And so for example, K posted his profile photo and said, guys don't even say yo music ass anymore, they just stare at you like this. Implying that this stare means boy slow down dropping all that BS music. And because it's not that high resolution in the screenshot, people started using a blurry version of it to mean the same thing. Like when Trippie Redd was talking about a song taken off his album, I didn't really care to figure out more than that. Kai quoted that and said, thank God your label paid in advance, and then used a blurry photo of Young Thug. Basically telling Trippie Redd to slow down dropping all that BS music. And you don't even need a photo of it, you don't need a screenshot of it. Like when Complex Music had a headline that said, Logic is kicking off his Playboi Carti trap era. Joe Zook quote tweeted that and said, Young Thug tweet from 2/3/16 at 4:27 p.m. Like he was citing a Bible verse. Possibly my favorite example of this being used is when Saweetie said that she had not released any new music in nearly 3 years because, quote, nobody was caring about my music. Came up, posted the screenshot and said, she hit herself with a boy slow down before anyone else could. Elite level of self-awareness. And in a move that should surprise nobody, people have moved on to saying people should slow down doing BS other things. Like 3 days into Trump's second presidency, Blake said, boy slow down dropping all them BS executive orders. And when stills from Captain America Brave New World came out, Xenocopia said, slow down dropping all those BS movies. Young Thug, inadvertently, in a short-lived beef with Future, invented a great way to condescendingly tell someone to stop doing something. I'm sure he didn't think much about what he was saying, I think he just thought it'd be a fun way to diss Future. But now it lives in the lexicon of Twitter users forever. And it's why I'll know that this show is finally run its course when people tell me to stop dropping all them BS TikToks. Follow me for new tweet every day, and if you want to support the show, please consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Museum of Twitter. You get access to my Discord, where you can vote when I cover Subscriber Sundays, and you also get a weekly bonus episode called the Museum of Not Twitter.